Hello folks and welcome to a new video by me, Tactical Mac 7 on YouTube. A Mac Tactics tactic, if you will. There's an update to the 4141 post-patch chiz. I think it's post-patches now for this one. 4141, what makes it good? Well, it only has one striker, who Morgan has gone a wee trip, obviously, because she's not on her card. But it has a CDM, a holding plus, as you can see, and two playmakers in the middle of the park. So these two get forward and this one stays. So although one's only has one striker, these two will join in. We have a winger and we have an inside forward. Now, this I kind of stumbled across this because I went with the playstyle pluses, which I would suggest all you guys do if you're making tactics. Go with your playstyle pluses. And I definitely think with the four, if I've got four players across the middle, I want to try and have one that stays wide, and the winger does that. I've got this guy, my left back, on a... What do you say? I can't remember how you say that. Yeah, this guy on a wing back plus, and I've got Walker on a full back. So my defense is still quite solid, but he will get forward. Now the nice thing about players like this is the stamina is pretty decent, I think. Yeah, stamina's 83, so which is fine just now. So he gets up and down the pitch really well, but you can always have a replacement on the bench if you need it. For me, the allowing him to get forward pushes the Swanson wider and creates a lovely little width. Now, what you will see, and I try and highlight this in the video of the gameplay, is the right midfielder will, because she's on inside forward, she comes in quite far and you can get left with a gap because Walker isn't bombing forward. So, I mean, that is something we could play about with. We could reverse this and have Walker going forward, which would push Rodman further in the field, and the left back go and stay back, and that would work as well. It would just change how the team plays. With this formation and this tactic, I would suggest just always attacking down your left hand side. And I built this kind of on the back of doing the pro tactic analysis. So I would just always go down the left hand side with this team, always down the left hand side, because Rodman will get into the box and become like a second striker. Abele and Pirlo will push forward and give you more players on the edge of the box. And Matuidi just sits and kind of mops up everything. So, depending on the players you have, this is what I go with. So let's get into team management. So there it is. TacMac 7B, because as you know I'm putting TacMac in everything now, just in case anybody tries to pinch it. It is high press defensive approach of 70 on this one, and balance 4141. Into here we've got Morgan on poacher, Swanson on winger balanced, Rodman on inside forward balanced, Abele on playmaker roaming, Pirlo on playmaker attack, Matuidi on holding and defend, left back on wing back and balanced, defenders on defender and defend, and right back on full back and defend. And this time we're trying sweeper keeper because we just want to see if it really makes a difference. We're trying that, and I quite liked it, so we keep it just now. That's on with the ball, without the ball, that's on with the ball. So see why I say go down your left hand side, because you've got Udogi, yes, Destiny on the overlap, and Swanson will come slightly more inside, or you can do an underlap because you can kind of control that. Pirlo is in a lovely position to make a triangle there. Abele, Rodman, and Morgan make a triangle. Rodman, Matuidi sits with the three defenders, giving you kind of like a back three with one in front. The thing is, people look at this, and even I took too much stock in this. The transitional speed of these players are so quick that by the time you lose the ball, you're back to that really quickly, like super quickly. And maybe your midfield take a little bit longer to get back in place, but your back four are back in place really quickly. So I wouldn't even bother. I would just play it like that. I mean, I wouldn't attack down the right hand side because you're going to run out of options. So always try and go down the left hand side. So let's get into some gameplay, and I'll show you what I mean by that, and I'll show you me attacking down the... Let's do this. Let's do the analysis. So it's a really nice team. Kunde is a really good fullback, and Van Dijk. I think I play the full half with this, so it's quite good. Tough game. Lots of space, if I remember correctly. So yeah, Matuidi picking up the ball instantly, up to Morgan, Abele in the middle. We go out to Swanson playing as winger. You see how close those two are together. Oh yeah, and Morgan scores the acrobatic. So I'll go back so I want to see that again. But you see Swanson is the winger, and the little dink into the front post, and Morgan playing the poacher finds that position really nicely. I don't think it's going to go for a while, so get ready. So again, Matuidi picking up that CDM position brilliantly. And you can see here, this is what I was talking about with the split. So you have your winger, your centre mids, and your inside forward. Is that Morgan through middle? I can't remember. But basically, we see how we've got this kind of split area. Now we have our left back pulling up as well. And our right back stays in that position. So he gets back three, but then Matuidi sits in front of him as a protector. And you see already in the first 3 minutes, he's made 2 really big intercepts, which has allowed me to go on these kind of counter-attacks. Here, look into the box. We come back. We give it to Abele. There we go. So Morgan right through the middle there. Swanson. Ugio. There we go. Attack breaks down and he gets going, which is fine. And you see how Walker comes back and he's running back into that right back position really quickly, and he gets the ball. Matuidi loads of space in the middle of the park. Abele to Rodman, who is still wide. And you see we've got the driven pass into Pirlo, and then the inside channel Swanson's taken up. Even though she's a winger, that gap between the full-back and the centre-back is a really clever attacking channel for the players to take up, so she takes up that really well. Rodman, who's really narrow there, nearly makes the intercept, but Matuidi pops up with the intercept. King out to Walker. So you see we're in this lovely shape here. So we've got our left back who's more attacking, is leaving quite a big space between him and the left centre back. Fine, we know that. Walker is a bit closer. Not a lot, but is a bit closer, being the defensive fullback. Our Matuidi as our CDM is in a nice triangle close together with our 2 centre mids. So we've immediately got passes. And you see that they're inside this 4 box. I should do it a different colour. This 4 box created by the opposition. And that's fine. We can play in this box because we've also got passes wider and further out. Carry on. The pass I play is not one I actually highlighted, which is interesting. So we tried to play the ball through to Morgan. It gets intercepted. But again, Matuidi right in the middle of the park. He's going to make those big interceptions. Pirlo, we turn back inside. We'd seen Morgan make a run, but we elected to use Rodman. That's one of the weird passes that just don't quite go where you want it to go. So we're just at the moment playing the ball around, finding the passing angles. And the reason for that is we're just trying to get a feel, although we're 1-0 up, we're trying to get a feel for the shape he's playing and where he pulls his players from. We got a lovely little dink ball over the top to Swanson, who'd made a nice diagonal run inwards, even though she's on winger. And part of that is because she's pushed in from the left back, pushing up. So we go forward from the midfield again. We go to Rodman, who again is to stay quite wide, even though she's on inside forward. Lovely ball into that channel we talk about constantly, and we get a lovely little ball played across the front of the 6-yard box, and Morgan, being the poacher, is just going to be there. The reason I use poacher quite a lot, you'll see me use poacher a lot, is it's just one of those roles at the moment that there's a lot of really good players in. So I'm trying to, all the time, I'm trying to make tactics that can fit to your players. That's what I've noticed this year is the big thing. It's not so much about making a meta tactic, it's about making a tactic that fits with the roles that you have. I try to do a wee scoop turn running thing there, but mess it up. Luckily Swanson comes in and makes interception. And it's not about, we'll go back here because I want to explain this. So when I mess up here, right, it's very, very easy for this person to break on me. And you see me do this to players a lot. They have one ball there. That's what they should be trying to play. Not because they've got an overload on that side, because they don't. Because if you see it on the left-hand side, they've got an overload. But these players, if they've got the right instructions on, these players are going. You see where my keeper is? It must be on super keeper being that high up. Like, if he plays the ball out here, he has bags of space. He has to recognise that my left back's miles up. He has to have fast players in that position. He doesn't. Oh, hit it. He doesn't do that. He tries to make a small pass to Rodri and then go out. By this time, look, my defence is back. Do this for mobile viewers. My defence is back in a nice line. 4 players. Lost that opportunity. That's what this game's about. It's about recognising the opportunities that come up and executing. Have to execute it fast. So now he's got it to his winger. And he's actually got the turn on me. But I've got players back, so I can just stand in front of the ball. I had a really good comment actually in the last video asking how I tackle. And I don't tend to press... I press a lot of A and I don't press a lot of B. And that's true. I do a lot of teammate contain with A. That's something I picked up of Huge Gorilla. I don't use a lot of tackling because it puts you in a bad animation. And I'll use jockeying and I'll just put my player in the way. Put my player where the ball's going to be. And I find that so much more effective. Again, a lovely dink over the top. Another ball across the goal. Morgan had kept herself onside. And that's what we were doing there. We were just working the ball around until we found that little dink over the top. So we get going again. Matuidi again picking it up. Going to Morgan. Abele. We can now start doing more expressive stuff. Not because we're trying to be horrible, but more because pressure's off for this game now. At 4-0 up, I should not be losing this game. Although, it is EAFC 25 and EA have a habit of waiting until you have that confidence and then going, nah, we're just going to mess with you. Again, we try and do a wee fake shot thing, but it doesn't work out. So he's now getting a good attack in place, but Rodman comes across. We mess up, gets the ball back. King steps up and makes a tackle. It's just about getting your players into the right place and making sure they're able to get in the way. See, again, I don't press the tackle button, I actually just intercept it. Ball out to Swanson. I think by this time he's had enough. Morgan, dink over the top for Pirlo, who's offside. But I'm always looking for that wee dink over the top. It's just so powerful this year. I typically set up my tactics and my teams to play one way, one formation, one side of the pitch, and try and go down that side of the pitch and try and repeat the same process over and over again. I picked that up from watching the pros play. That's kind of what they do. They find the meta thing and they keep doing it. Now, I'm not interested in finding the meta techniques, the game-breaking techniques, the long shot, power shots, that sort of thing. I'm more interested in finding something that works for me in the formation that I'm playing and repeating that. Do we get going again? I'm not sure what he's done. He's probably made some tactical changes or changed some roles or something. He's trying to find that ball forward. And like I keep telling you guys, that ball through the middle of the pitch, it's a wee bit suicide in this game. Try and do a wee skill move. Doesn't work. But we get ourselves back into position again. We actually get the ball back with Swanson. We drive at the goal. We hit the post. Fine. But again, Morgan gets in the way quickly. He gets the ball. Takes too long. We get Matuidi in the way. Having a CDM is so much fun. It's like you're kind of caught in a catch-22. You're like, do I want... I love the wee dink over it again. It doesn't quite work. Do you want a CDM or do you want a cam? And that's why I think the 4-1-2-1-2 is so good. You got both. But the CDM gives you defensive security and a cam gives you such great attacking options. There, Matuidi's back covering, and this is... Oh, oops. Hit the wrong button. Hit the boost. Let's see if I can find it. I wanted to show you that again, but we might have missed it, so we're going forward again. Oh, here we go. So we're back to where we were. We dink over the top by Morgan, doesn't work, but I want to show you why the CDM is so important in this moment in time for me. Because look where Matuidi is. He's here. Right, let's just highlight him. Matuidi's here. Right. I am going to do terrible defending with Van Dijk. Watch it. And then watch what happens. So I totally mess up there. Look, I'm gone. So I'm having to grab Walker. But I have my back three in place, like my left back, my two centre backs, because Matuidi's just taking over that space. I'm desperately trying to get back with Van Dijk, even controlling him. I can't. Rodman to Morgan, to Rodman. Rodman to Morgan to Ablay to Rodman. Lovely little triangle goal there. That's the inside forward coming into play. And that took us to halftime. And the game ended there. So there you go. That was the 4-1-4-1. Lovely, patient formation. Having one of your midfielders as a winger and one of them as a inside forward gives you that second striker, and the winger gives you the width, but still comes narrow because you've got the attacking, overlapping fullback. So, give it a go. I'll get into my final thoughts. Like, subscribe, and comment because you guys are fantastic. So, final thoughts and feelings. Really nice formation to play, really nice tactic. I have it in my rotation. I use this quite often. You've seen in the gameplay, going down the right-hand side, it's just a bit of a hole. So you want to stay down the left-hand side, but that gives you a lot of players in quite a small area. We condense the area. You're never going to have to worry about getting counter-attacked down your right-hand side, just because you've got two quite high stamina, defensive players there. And you see how quickly they move back into their shape after you lose the ball. So we're never really worrying about that. It's really just about doing what you like and having fun down that left-hand side of the pitch. Your playmakers pick up such a lovely position, and they stand off players, which is really good. So you can pass into feet or you can pass ahead of them. I'm finding myself playing so many through balls, just regular through balls, just into space that my player's going to run onto. And I'm not having to like sprint onto it, and I'm not taking sprint touches, and I'm not under pressure when I pick up the ball, which is really nice. It lets me play some nice football. So yeah, this is a really nice formation, and one you have to give a go. If you've got the players in your team that fit these play styles, these roles, these positions, go for it. Everybody has playmakers in midfield. It's really common. Everybody has a poacher. Winger is a little bit more niche. Inside forwards, there seems to be quite a lot of. Fullbacks, there's more. We're getting more. And your defenders, there's quite a lot of. So just go with what you have in your club. And if you have a whole lot of great roles that kind of match this, then by all means, get on it and give it a go. Because it is a really good formation to play, and it's really fun. And this is the update. Post patch, whatever. And I'll keep coming back to this because it's a formation I really like this year. So, like, subscribe, comment, because you guys are amazing. And let me know how you get on with this.